Welcome to the Newsworthy. All the day's news in less than 10 minutes. Fast, fair, fun, and on the go. Today, we're talking Hurricane Willa and the nor'easter that could follow. Plus, Facebook's new tool, what a new study says about organic food, and the new kind of Starbucks store. Those stories and many more in less than 10 minutes. I'm Erica Mandy. Today is Wednesday, October 24th. You ready? Let's do this. So the U.S. is taking its first action now against Saudi officials because of the death of Jamal Khashoggi. Remember, he's the journalist who wrote for the Washington Post and was killed in the Saudi consulate in Turkey earlier this month. The Wall Street Journal reports the Trump administration will now take away the U.S. visas of those involved, from the Saudi intelligence to the royal court, at least as a first step, with more punishment possible. Turkey's president came out even stronger, calling the killing, quote, premeditated murder. But even as many believe the Saudi crown prince Mohammed bin Salman, known as MBS, had something to do with it, he actually got a standing ovation this week. Why? He took the stage at the Investors Conference in Saudi Arabia, known as Davos in the Desert. Yes, the same one many U.S. businesses and government officials decided not to go to. As for President Trump, he now calls the killing the worst cover-up in history, but the Journal reports he's still planning to do business with Saudi Arabia. The administration says it can hold people accountable and keep a strong strategic relationship with the country. Hurricane Willa made landfall in west central Mexico. It's already done some damage as a Category 3 and is still dangerous today, but it is getting weaker. So CNN says expect heavy rain for northern Mexico and in Texas today. Here's the other thing forecasters are now watching. CBS News says there's a chance it'll become the East Coast's first major nor'easter of the season by this weekend. The storm is moving inland, then could be strong thunderstorms throughout the south, and then this weekend it'll move to the East Coast as a nor'easter, which can bring heavy rain or snow, strong winds, and coastal flooding. It's the world's longest sea crossing bridge, and it's now open, as in it crosses the sea for 34 miles. It's designed to withstand earthquakes and typhoons. It connects mainland China with the territories of Hong Kong and Macau. The BBC says it cuts down a 4-hour trip to about 30 minutes. It took $20 billion and 9 years to build. But there's also some controversy. At least 18 workers died on the project. And you need a special permit to drive on this bridge with your own car. Otherwise, most drivers will be having to park and then taking a shuttle bus. More than 4 million pounds of ready-to-eat and pre-made food at grocery stores is now recalled. USA Today says the food was sold at retailers like Kroger, Whole Foods, 7-Eleven, Trader Joe's, and Walmart. What they all have in common? Vegetables from the same food supplier. The recall is because of a risk of salmonella and listeria. Most have likely been removed from shelves. Just check your refrigerator. Some researchers say an organic-based diet might help reduce your cancer risk. New research found people who ate organic food most often had 25% fewer cancers overall than those who never ate organic. The New York Times says until now, there hasn't been much evidence surrounding organic food at all. Organic basically means the food came from a certain type of farming system, one that doesn't use things like pesticides and growth hormones. This French study was paid for by public and government funds. It followed 70,000 adults over 5 years. Researchers adjusted for things like exercise and family history. But the Times cites some nutrition experts from Harvard who say not everything about this study was perfect, and the most important thing is just to eat more fruits and vegetables. This week, the Newsworthy is brought to you by Quick Start. Quick Start offers organic snacks like protein bars and crackers made with cricket powder. Yes, crickets, but here's the thing. The snacks are high in protein with all 9 essential amino acids along with vitamin B12 and iron, so they provide all the nutrition you get from meat, but in a more sustainable way. Quick Start explains that crickets require 12 times less feed, 2,000 times less water, and much less land. And don't worry, you wouldn't actually know the crickets are in there because they're in such a fine powder. The protein bars don't have that chalky protein powder taste either. The other ingredients include seed butters, hemp, chocolate, and dates, all organic. So if you want to check it out, head to quickstart.com and get 20% off with promo code Newsworthy. That's quickstart.com and use the coupon code Newsworthy for 20% off. Now, back to the news. There's a new tool on Facebook. It lets you see who is spending how much on ads about politics or political issues, and it makes it all a searchable database. Facebook calls it the Ad Archive Report. It lets users search by advertiser, money spent, and date. Reuters reports companies like ExxonMobil and Ben & Jerry's have spent millions to encourage voting and influence how Americans vote. And get this, since May, more than $250 million have been spent on the platform just for political and issues ads. The parent company of MoviePass says it plans to make MoviePass its own public company and separate itself a bit. If you don't know, MoviePass is the popular subscription service that allows users to go to 3 movies a month, but it has faced a lot of financial problems. It had to change its offer to customers and even shut down briefly when it ran out of money. The Verge reports the parent company, Helios and Matheson, says it's time to separate movie-related assets from the rest of the company. By the way, the New York Attorney General's office is also investigating that parent company over fraud concerns, wondering if they misled investors. We first talked about this one back in July, but now the plan has become a reality. USA Today reports Starbucks just opened the doors to its first U.S.-based signing store, aka a Starbucks operated using American Sign Language. The cafe is in Washington, D.C., near Gallaudet University, whose courses are tailored toward deaf and hard of hearing students. So this time, there was a winner. At least one winner of the world's largest jackpot in lottery history. ABC News says so far, one winning ticket with all 5 numbers plus the mega ball was sold in South Carolina. Will that person share the $1.6 billion jackpot? TBD. States are still working to report whether their stores sold any winning tickets, so more info is expected today. And speaking of winners, there's a new world champion of Tetris. Yeah, the video game. And the new champ is just 16 years old. And that's it for today. Thank you for listening. A quick shout out to listeners who left reviews on Apple Podcasts this month. Here's one example. It says, quote, "This is the first pod I listen to every morning, and it's a terrific way to stay on top of the news without any of the bias and double talk of the major news networks. Thank you for helping others know they should be listening too. And if you want to read more about any of the news stories we talked about, I make it easy for you. You can find links and articles in today's show notes. Just go to thenewsworthy.com, click episodes, and find today's date. The Newsworthy is ready for you to listen every weekday by 4 in the morning, so I'll be back with more news tomorrow. Have a great day.